Welcome back to Yahno's Garage. So, just want to say thank you to everybody that subscribed and that has stayed subscribed. I appreciate you. I told you I was going to come back. Unfortunately, I had to cut the cord for a little bit on editing videos because it was such a pain in the ass to do it on a phone. So I've still been doing things here and there. I think the last thing I left off on was building that workbench over there. So what I'm going to do is just give you guys kind of a run around of what's going on between the Barra Swap, which is behind me right here, the bench, which you can see back there, and a bunch of other stuff I've been doing in the garage. Because I was big on doing the shop updates and the Barra updates. So a lot's gone on with the Barra Swapped Fox, and so has the workbench. So wait till you see the workbench because it has so much more done than the last time you guys saw the workbench. So we're gonna go ahead, we'll do a quick walk around. I'll just kind of show you guys what's changed since the last time I shot a video. I have a new computer now. Thank you to my wife. Who got me a new computer for Christmas so I can start actually editing videos and not sitting there on my phone for hours at a time with my fat sausage fingers trying to edit the videos. So enough of that mumbling. Let's go ahead and let's walk around the shop and I'll show you guys what I got going on. Right here we got the bars in. Right now we are waiting on Golby's parts to ship in a bunch of parts. Unfortunately, a lot of stuff is on back order. Nothing you can do about it. Not too worried about it. Still got a lot to do anyways. We got the turbo mounted in place. I will be building my own tubular turbo manifold, the collector, and all the various parts that I need to start building the manifold. We have the custom alloy welding center feed intake manifold, so we got that in there. The only thing we have to do is make the elbow for the throttle body, and then that'll be all set. We're gonna route the throttle body. We're gonna route the throttle body in a 90. The throttle body will sit right here. We have the Motion Raceworks intercooler and radiator mount. So we went ahead and we got that fabricated up. We welded these brackets on. The radiator will slide down and sit in here. And then we have the Speed Factory Racing intercooler that will be mounted in the front. We'll be retaining the stock crash push bars, so that'll be staying stock. We have a bunch of stuff. We started building this whole entire shelving, so we get everything organized. I have like Barra pots, race shoes, helmet, clothing accessories. I got a race wire PDM. You can check them out. Racewire.com. Oh, sorry, racewiresolutions.com. You can check them out. So I got wiring and AN fittings. Down here we have a bunch of chassis parts, all the chassis parts, all the rear end parts, transmission parts. Everything's kind of scattered about right now because I'm still organizing and still figuring things out. But we have so we still have in the fabrication corner over here. These containers down here will have all of the pipe fittings, weld fittings, elbows, everything, all the fabrication components that for anything pretty much. I have them all stacked in there. We did some organizing on the welding cart. So we have everything organized in bins now. So we have AN fittings from 8 to 12. We have MPT bungs. And then we have some gussets, some O2 sensor bungs. And then all these body parts. I really can't find a good way of storing them anywhere because I can't store them inside the car because I'll be welding the cage up inside the car. So we'll take a look inside the car real quick and I'll show you what's going on with the cage. So we got the 10.85 cert cage mocked in here right now. Everything's just kind of set in place. I haven't started. I still have to cut the down bars in the back. I still have to cut the down bars for the dash in the windshield or the pillars, and then get everything pretty much ready and prepped to start putting the plates in, weld the plates in, and then the cage. I'm going to be running the entire car on the RaceWire PDM system. So it's a giant modular box and it has all the relays and fuses for all of the components on the chassis side and all of the components on the engine side should they need a fuse or relay. Let's go ahead and we'll jump over to the other side of the shop and I will show you the workbench. So here we go. Alright, I don't really remember. I think the last video was just me like coating the tops of these things, to be honest. I don't think I went any further than that with the videos, but this is where we're at. This is the workbench. So we got all the workbench is pretty much done. Now it's just a matter of figuring out how to organize this thing. That's been my biggest hassle. I went ahead and got this stuff right here. This pegboard, it's a metal pegboard. They can do custom designs. You can pretty much get whatever you want. On the panels, they come in like 10 different colors you can get them in. Like I said, you can get it custom, like this one I got with Yahno's Garage on it. But this stuff is from Wall Control. It's called Wall Control Pegboards. It's a metal pegboard. So they have a bunch of stuff and a bunch of accessories that you can attach to these boards and use them for random stuff. Like up here I still have a bunch of extra accessories for different stuff. I just haven't figured out where to put it yet because I'm still working out all of this storage down here as well. I just got this back. It's a nice little tray storage system, as well as, let me walk back over here, my bolt bin from a while back that I had. I got that back. That rack as well. I actually, for a while, I got back into building cornhole boards and I was using this space for a while to build them, but I wanted to keep the car in the building, especially with the snow season in the winter with all the rodents and stuff. So what I did is I moved upstairs to the attic for woodwork, and I had this rack that I built over here for wood, for long wood pieces, for 12-foot wood pieces, but now I'm going to use it for tubing and pipe and stuff like that. So I got this old handy dandy Atlas drill press. We had it at my old job for the longest time, and John, who owned Dirty Water Racing with me, he had a shop that had this in it, and he was like, hey, you want to grab this? So I picked it up. I got this Wilton vise, and it had this stand that just the drill press was on, and I went ahead and I mounted a vise here because I already have one on the corner of the bench over there. That's a dual swiveling vise over there, and then I can have myself a little metal woodworking area over here, and I think I'm gonna put a bench grinder probably around here, like a medium-sized bench grinder. Then we have the tubing bender. Gotta get that set up so that we can finish some of the tubing in the Mustang, and then the toolbox. I don't know if the toolbox was in that spot in my last videos. I'd have to look, but toolbox over there. Like, one of my biggest things is being organized and stuff like that, and like I feel like I'm always organizing. Like I always like come down here and I'm like, oh, I feel like I spend more time organizing and rearranging stuff than I do actually working, and it's kind of a pain in the balls. So I went ahead. So I got the toolbox all squared away, missing a couple of things because I'm using them upstairs in the wood shop in the attic, but got all this organized and squared away. We got a plier drawer, screwdriver drawer, power tools, and then just random stuff like rivet gun, rib nut gun, sockets, compression testers, leak down testers, punches, the yee yanker stuff, random stuff in there. And then all this stuff is random ratchets, electrical stuff, random fabrication stuff. You don't need to go through all that. You guys have seen a toolbox before, most likely. But other than that, that's pretty much an update so far on Yahno's garage. My next step is going to be mocking up the turbo exhaust manifold for the engine. So if you see, I got the turbo hanging right now. So that's probably going to be my next video, is mocking that thing up. It's a little bit unconventional way of how I'm going to do it. I'm doing it with PVC piping, but we'll see how it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Whatever. It was only a couple of bucks for the fittings. Thank you, everybody who stuck around and waited. I promise content is coming out, and it will come out regularly, because now I can do it without it being a pain in the ass. So if you want to see some awesome Foxbody Barra Swap content, as well as some random shop organization stuff content, fabrication, welding, I'm doing it all myself. Well, most of it. But I'm going to keep the content rolling. We're going to keep going with this and hopefully get this thing done before the end of the world, because apparently that's what's happening. But until next time, like I said, thank you for watching. Thank you for those that are subscribed. If you haven't, hit that subscribe button. And until next time, we'll be fabricating an exhaust manifold. Thank you. See you later.